G'day everyone. In this video I hope to give you a few pointers on how to choose which digital SLR to buy if you happen to be in the market for a new camera. The biggest tip I can give anybody wanting to buy a new camera or a new digital SLR is ask yourself why. Why do you want it? There is a whole plethora of different cameras on the market these days, different SLRs, and there's a reason for that, and that's because we don't all want the same thing from our chosen hobby, which is photography. For example, this used to be my fishing camera for quite a while. This is the Canon EOS 650D. It took a great photo, it still does take a great photo, but it's quite big and bulky. This is now my fishing camera. This is the Canon EOS M6. It's a mirrorless camera. It's a fraction of the size of that, but it's every bit as capable of taking a really good quality photo because it's got the same size APS-C sensor in that as what the 600D has. Although being a newer camera, it's got more megapixels. I think this one's 24 and that might be 16 or 18. Also in the mix here is the 70D. A fantastic camera, great for sport photography, not practical for fishing. If my why do I want a digital SLR or a digital camera, if my why was solely for fishing work, and I'm a fishing journalist, just so that you know, I write for a heap of magazines. So if my why do I want a camera, if the answer was solely for my fishing work, for my fishing magazine journalism, I'd be getting the Canon M6 because it fits in my backpack. It's nice and small and it's compact and it takes every bit as good a quality of photo as those other two cameras. If my why am I buying a new camera, was because I want to get into bird photography and stuff like that, where I'm going to be driving the car up to a spot like this, walking around and taking bird photos, this probably isn't going to be good enough. Then I will probably want this 70D. It's much bigger and it's much bulkier, but that doesn't matter because I'm not walking for days or miles through the rugged wilderness with backpacks and stuff. So it doesn't matter if it's big and bulky. This will handle big long telephoto lenses a lot better than the M6. I've got an adapter so that I can use Canon EF lenses on that and it works a treat, but it's like having a pimple on a pumpkin. This tiny weeny little camera in my hand trying to hold a great big lens, it's not ergonomic. So I would definitely go for the 70D. If I just wanted something for taking photos of my friends, for going to advanced parties, weddings, just taking candid photos, I might want the 600D. It's not much less bulky than the 70D, they're very similar, but it's a lot cheaper because it doesn't have the fast burst mode and stuff that the 70D does. So they'll get the same sort of image quality, they both take great photos, but it's cheaper. So I'd buy it on price because I only need it for a basic interest, a basic need. If I've got a specific need that I need to cater for, then I don't look so much at price, but I look more at what I actually need it for, and I budget my money to save for it. Now, when I bought this M6, I bought it for a couple of reasons. Mainly my fishing journalism, so I've got a good quality camera that'll fit in my backpack and not weigh me down. I've also got it for my vlogging. My YouTube channel, my fishing YouTube channel, Robbie Fishing, has 8,500 subscribers. I take that very seriously, that channel, and I do a lot of videoing. So I need something where I can have it close. This has got the face detection that I need for automatic videoing. With this old 600D that I've done so many of my YouTube videos with, I had to focus it and come around and make sure I was standing in the right spot. A lot of the times I would just film with a really wide angle lens so that I knew I was on infinity and knew that I was going to be in focus. The problem with a wide angle lens is when you stretch your arms out, they look like they're 800 miles long because the distortion in the lens makes everything look so big. So I needed something that was going to upgrade the focusing from the old camera. So I needed a camera with more modern focusing. This 70D actually has the same focusing as this, but it's actually having a few issues because it's done a lot of work and the dog kicked it off the bench. So I had to upgrade. So when I upgraded from the 70D, the two options that I had were the 80D or the M6, which are very similar cameras, engine-wise, I suppose you could say. They both offer very similar functions, but this is much smaller and more compact. So the decision came down to the Canon EOS 80D or the Canon EOS M6. The 80D was a bit dearer, but it was also bigger and bulkier, which is no good for my backpack work, but great for my YouTube work. This handles both the YouTube stuff and my backpack stuff. So I went for this. So the point I'm making is when you go out to purchase your new digital SLR camera, The most important thing of the lot is that you know why. Because I can tell you right now, as an experienced photographer, I have had hundreds, if not thousands of photos printed in magazines, and I've got a lot of years experience under my belt with journalism work as well as wedding photography. If there's one thing I can tell you, that more is not always more. You don't always get what you pay for. You'll get a great quality camera if you go out and buy a Pro Series model camera and pay thousands of dollars. You'll certainly get a great camera. But for whatever your needs, if it's just for basic work, it's not going to give you any greater results. You're going to get a great camera, but you're not going to get any better results than what you'll get with a cheap camera. If you want to take sports photos and stuff and you don't do your homework, you might go out and choose a really great quality camera with a lot of money with a low burst rate that doesn't capture things as they move as well, because it's designed for portrait work. So folks, do your homework. Ask yourself why. Why do I want a camera? Just say, I want to get into landscape, I want to get into wildlife photography. I want a camera that's going to capture bees hovering around flowers and stuff like that are going to be zooming in and out of focus a lot. So I want something with a really high burst rate that's going to take 8 or 9 photos a second, in the hope that eventually one of those photos will get the bee in the sweet spot and you'll be nice and sharp. So I'm going to need a camera with a high burst rate. That's what I'm going to need. If my why is solely for videoing, vlogging as they call it in the United States, if my why is solely because I want it for video work, the M6 is fine. But if I also want to use it for wildlife photography on the side, the 80D might be better. Always ask yourself why, folks. Why do you want a camera? What is your specific requirement? Buy it for that need and then use it for other stuff around that. I hope this advice has given you a bit of help with making your next camera purchase. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you feel like sharing the video, well, that would be great. Thank you very much.